All right, let's do this. Tell us about who you are and where you are in life right now. Hi, my name is Kristen Klein. I am 40 years old in the state of Arizona. I am married with two daughters, 15 and 14, so high school and junior high. I am a full-time student attending Glendale Community College. I'm studying business and exercise science, and I expect to graduate in spring of 25. I have a cleaning business and a nonprofit that I run. I am nationally certified as a personal trainer through ISSA, and I love planting and animals and working out. Provide a brief overview of your incarceration experience. Please include what you were incarcerated for, the facility where you were held, how long you served, and any key aspects of your story that shaped your experience. Okay. I was incarcerated for first-degree burglary. I pled down from armed robbery. I was held at Perryville Prison in Goodyear, Arizona. How long did you serve? I, let's see, turned myself in, I think 18, middle of 18, and I got out October of 20, so I got 3 years. I did just under 3 years. Key aspects. Okay, so I went into prison as one person and I came out another. And I'm sure that that's the story for most people. But the person that I came out as was better than the person I was when I went in. And I think that that is not your normal. I had a lot of ideas about going to prison. A lot of it was whatever was depicted in TV shows and movies, which is not real at all. And part of it was thinking it was going to be a free-for-all, which it was for the first bit. You know, the attitude on a medium max yard is very different than the attitude on a minimum yard, especially a well-behaved minimum yard. And basically, I guess I could go on forever about experiences in prison, mostly negative. But everybody's heard those stories. So I guess the experience that shaped my stay would be when I was on the medium max yard. And I would say that the majority of the people around me were long timers, frequent stayers and lifers. And so that's what I surrounded my mentality with. And I had a counselor who saw more in me and wanted more of me. So when I tried to take it up, he refused to let any of them stick. And I thought this was a weird way for the universe to step in, but he originally started as a guidance counselor, and then by the time that I had built up my rapport with him and worked my way into a situation where I was trying to create problems to take it up to stay, he had worked his way into the disciplinary section and refused to let my ticket stick. And this allowed me to move down to the minimum yard, and everything for me changed at that point because it was a yard that had some hope and a little bit more independence and faith in you as a human being. Not a lot, truthfully, but a little bit, and that's all I needed. And that began the journey of a lifetime for me. What was it like for you to pursue higher education while incarcerated? Okay, so originally when I applied for college, I was on the medium max yard, and for 6 months, I heard nothing in response to my application. I just remember that it was really difficult to get any information in either direction, out or in, based on the school and the college and its programs. Fortunately for me, My mother was a high school guidance counselor and very familiar with the college program that the prison had partnered with and had gotten me enrolled. And once I was moved down to minimum, my schooling began. I was taking, I believe, just like a general associate's degree type, and I started with some basic English, math. I don't even remember what else it was, but real basic. And I believe I took 2 semesters worth. It was really complicated because everything was done via mail. This was before tablets. Not to mention, I was handwriting everything, and if you mess up, you're redoing the whole page. But the most complicated thing was the mail system because you're talking snail mail. And more than just that, if the officers were not picking up the mail and delivering it to and from, there was no graded assignments. There was no communication with the teachers. It could be weeks or months before you heard something or got something back graded. It wasn't a great situation, but at least I got something. When I got out, I pursued more education through the same community college district that's wrapped up in the prison, but obviously it was easier doing it out here than in there. What are your hopes for your future, and what support or resources do you think would help you achieve them? Ooh, okay. So the hopes for my future are to be a beacon of hope and light to so many others. I don't want to be greedy, but I would love for it to be of the masses, to push and motivate others to see what they are truly capable of. What support and resources do I think would help me achieve them? Okay, so I was trying to think if this is the right question to say this in. I have a nonprofit and I need support for that nonprofit. And I need, um, I just need a voice, I guess. Not even a voice, I've got the voice. I'll be as loud as I need to be. I just need the platform to be able to share with people what it is our nonprofit is doing and wants to do. And then I'm hoping that through the community and the state, we could all come together and make that happen. Like, I'm willing to put in the work and do the steps and take the time and implement the program, but I'm taking care of a life and a family, and it's kind of hard to do all those things. And I'm like teaching myself. Okay, so moving on. What motivates you to participate in Roadtrip Nation's Higher Ed in Prison Storytelling Initiative? And why do you believe it's important to share your story and experiences with others? So when I was incarcerated, I worked out. I have always been athletic. I got a little antsy. I got tired of sitting around. I needed something to keep myself busy besides playing cards, so gambling, and hustling on the yard, which always leads to trouble. So fitness it was. So I'm working out and people see that, and I'm consistent, and I was real picky about who I worked out with, but a lot of people wanted help. When I was like 6 months to the gate, I had this idea. I would run a program and I would teach everybody at once. I'd run it like a boot camp. So I wrote it up into a proposal, which I didn't know anything about. I just knew I had a passion and a dream and an idea. It wasn't even really a passion or a dream yet. It was just this idea. And I went to all the uppers and I asked if I could run this program, and they denied it. I was a maintenance worker and that was more valuable to them. So I did it on my own time. And through that, I ran 2 programs, a advanced and an intermittent beginning boot camp. And it ran for 3 months. And in that 3 months, I calculated out their calorie intake and what they needed to do nutrition wise according to our diet and what we get. And then fitness wise, they had to attend my boot camp, which ran 5 nights a week, no matter what. And at the end, they received graduation certificates that we printed out. So that ignited this little flame inside of me where I realized I had the ability to coach and lead, and I just needed to figure out which direction and where it is I wanted to lead people. So that's what brings me to now. Okay, so I've been out just a little over 4 years. But when I was first getting out, I was completely lost. I had no direction, no idea what to do. I did take a second chance program when I was incarcerated, but to be honest, I didn't feel like it helped me a whole lot. It kind of just sent me out into the world with this scarlet letter F, and I truly thought it was just going to be marked on my forehead and I was going to be doomed forever. So I was terrified of the workplace and the rejection, and I decided to go to school, finish what I had started in the prison. So I decided I would go down the business route, because if I could have a degree and at least run my own something, then it wouldn't matter if I was rejected. It wouldn't matter what other people said. And maybe people would listen to me a little bit more if I had a degree and some letters following my name, not just a felony. When I was finishing my business portion of that, the fire was ignited again. I think just because I was back in that fitness world and I was hitting it hard, and I thought that maybe I should change directions. So I went down exercise science. I reached out to ISSA. I proposed to them some ideas, and then I worked with them to get my national certification to be a personal trainer. So with my wife, who was also incarcerated, we created a nonprofit called Convicted Comeback. Convicted Comeback wrote a program that we developed based around fitness and mindset, with the intention to take it back inside the prison to coach the women on what we've done and how we've done it. Basically a self-help guidebook, if you will, based around fitness, to teach the women how to thrive when they get out of prison. So that's what we've done. So we're doing that right now. It is in its first cohort inside the prison, and we're doing the thing. And it is so important for people to understand that at any moment, day and time, you can just rewrite the story and change directions of where you want things to go and become somebody. And it can start right now. And so obviously I'm very passionate about it, and that is why I wanted to connect with you guys, because any platform that gives us the ability to say, hello, this is what we're doing and we need you to help us to go in there and help them, I'm gonna do it. We just really love what you guys are doing, and anyone that is helping an audience of people that don't have a voice to help themselves, kudos. The forgotten ones, that's who we stand for. So thank you.